And the most prominent personality missing is Kevin Drinkle. In fact, missing his first game since the 1st of October, he really has been a very reliable and consistent performer. Into the side, I suppose, as a direct substitution in terms of numbers, Neil Cooper, but I suspect in a defensive situation. And a man looking forward to this particularly is Ian Ferguson, ex-St Mirren player who fought long and hard, I think, internally to get his way to come here to Ibrox. There's the St Mirren side. It's the same team as won 2 valuable points on Tuesday night, but it is virtually unrecognisable from the normal St Mirren team. They're missing 6 of the major players, either through injury or suspension. And back in the side, of course, is Frank McGarvey. He gets a special boo when he comes on to Ibrox for very obvious historical reasons, but that doesn't deter him in the slightest. And as a referee, the man who's been here since midday, making sure the pitch is all right, Hugh Williamson from Renfrew. I doubt if we could find a better picture to portray the loyalty and the faith of the Rangers support coming out in weather like this. Ibrox is almost an old covered stadium, but there are 1 or 2 loopholes, as it were. They are suffering and looking forward to the game, taking their mind off that. Local Rangers on a pitch that's going to be extremely heavy indeed. The ground staff have done a remarkable job. They've been in here since 6 o'clock this morning. They've had the benefit of the undersoil heating, but they had to remove an enormous amount of water because the snow was melting. And I think that little covering of light dusting of snow you see there will be removed by the exertions of the players themselves very shortly. Very strongly away, coming to Shaw, and that is a free kick, I think, and a bit of mixing there. Paul Chalmers getting involved, son of the ex-Celtic player Stevie Chalmers. On to Stevens. Nice little change of direction by Stevens to Neil Cooper. Not any great accuracy about that, as it's nudged back by the tall figure of Peter Godfrey. Well, then, looking towards Neil Cooper. Well, they will all have to strike their pass-backs with conviction today. If it sticks in the claw, they could have difficulties. Stevens couldn't keep it in. McGarvey. Shaw. Nicely played out. That's Shaw again. That's their header, and just passed, and a very good move by St Mirren as Paul Chalmers went up there. They have a lot of aggression about them. Well, there's been no inhibitions about St Mirren at all. That was Chalmers. Good ball for Chris Wood. Ferguson turned beautifully on that. Nicely cut off there by Dawson. So very, very eager to counter-attack. Dawson did very well on that and easily taken down by Butcher. No offside and the ball still in play. Goff. Oh, that's wild and very much a wasted effort there. Guy's nowhere near that. Goes towards Martin. With that shot, McCoy's, and Ferguson done it! Brilliantly taken. Some people think he's much better up front than he is in midfield. I would question that, but that's an indication of how deadly he can be. Yeah, it was McCoy, very quick on the uptake, but even quicker, Ferguson in like a flash. 1-0 after 9 minutes. Oh, he didn't have any time to think. Dreadful pass back, I have to say, looking back on it. Rangers supporters obviously delighted by that start. There's McGarvey. Beautifully tackled by Butcher. Seemed to be in a deflection and he's not at all happy about it. Very adventurous fullback here, and there's Richard Gough. To McCoy, shielded it well. Beautiful ball to Ferguson. Here's Cooper. Stevens decides to let fly. Brilliant shot and save. That's a marvellous counter-attack by Rangers. Well, there were other options he had, but he decided on that one there, and there's Bridge, the Indonesian, getting right behind it. Walters is there, and Butcher, Bridge, flopping on it. Terrible omen there for St Mirren. They're allowing Terry Butcher free headers of the ball in the penalty area. But a ball by Monroe. Now Ferguson, he's on his own now. Wilkins comes up. No, just couldn't manage it. Good run forward by Wilkins, but he had him marked. And Woods. Well, maybe Bobby Robson can give him a game beside Butcher in the heart of the English defence. They could do worse. To Walters, beautiful control, look at that. Oh, superb stuff. That is very close to a penalty now. It was a low draw by the Rangers players. It was marginal, and the referee has decided it's a free kick. Now, magnificent, look at it. The artistry of this man, when he's on his form, knows no peers, and down he went. Well, the big men have been getting the ball in the air for Rangers from positions like these, and that's a corner. No, I think it's Butcher looking puzzled about that, but I think the referee has given a free kick to St Mirren. That's the Rangers dugout there. Graham Souness in the middle, David Cooper, Andy Gray, Stevens, there's Walters, shielded it very well. Ferguson, oh, beautiful ball. Stevens, oh, must be. How did he miss? A superb effort by the English fullback, and Ferguson, who early on had got a rebound with an instinctive reflexive action, couldn't get it that time. From a much easier position, I may say. Rangers ought to have gone 2 up. That's Walters, Junior, Fridge, but not the easiest of clearances. Wilkins, caught in possession too often now. Richard Gough was in, and there's Wilkins, and that's a free kick. Tackle there by Gough from the back. In these last 2 minutes of this first half, St Mirren might try and pull one in Rangers. They've been at the receiving end most times. Oh, that's a brilliant save. Except that I thought he was going to come out for it earlier. Magnificent effort by Woods, and I thought Rangers were going to concede a goal there because he definitely hesitated. It's a touch again, and it's gone in. Chavez, I think, put it in. He's getting the credit. I think Mugabe had headed it down first, and that was a dreadful goal for Rangers to lose. Although St Mirren have fought very hard for it. And as I make it about a minute to go of this half. And watch this. The Rangers defence left that there. Goalkeeper hesitated. Mugabe turns on it. And I think just nudged over the line by Chalmers. Out to Wilkins. Here's Walters. Not a bad ball, and Fridge, the equal of it, hugging it gratefully to himself, and St Mirren have suddenly come alive again. Butcher, Coist, Cooper, here's Stevens. No, much too hasty with that. Richard Goff. And there goes the half-time whistle. While the Rangers supporters are expressing their dissatisfaction with the first half, which the side had dominated, and suddenly find themselves back on equal terms. A great goal to start off with by Ian Ferguson. He's really marvellous in the penalty area when he gets little blinks of goal like that. And then the long, hard slog by Rangers, missing chance after chance. And then punished for it right at the end with a very brave and gallant fight back by St Mirren. Certainly, I thought it was a marvellous save by Woods in the first place. And then a rather negligent defence to allow balls to bob around like that and for Chalmers to finish. And we must now have a very interesting second half beckoning. Well, we start the second half with two substitutions. There is Paul Kinnaird, recently signed from Motherwell by St Mirren for £100,000, and Davy Cooper, well-kent face here at Ibrox, of course, still in his testimonial year, and now brought on for the opportunity to show that the old skills haven't disappeared. For the Rangers. Moving out to Stevens. Now Ferguson. Gets a throw. Looking for a corner though. Stevens will try the wrong one, I think. Oh, far too far away. Wilkins tried to place it rather than rifle it. Not too far away either. Came back to him. He was well under control, and as I said, trying to place it away. Garvey, nice little 1-2 with Chalmers. Ball not over. Oh, that was rather hurried. Ball indeed, and that's just past, and again, the Rangers defence standing watching the cross ball. Well, no wonder he's annoyed about that. Out they came, trying for offside, and Chris Woods again hesitating, angled away. That was a great chance for St Mirren. Well, there's Tony Fitzpatrick, skimming something or other in a box, I'm sure, much happier than it was in the early part of the first half. Cooper with it. Wilkins can't get there. Stevens does. There's Walters. Free kick. Clumsy tackle. And I think there's got to be a booking for Brian Martin this time. I also suspect that if Walters had carried on, he was going to get free of the defender. That's a low one there. And brilliantly saved from Ferguson by Fritsch. A really classy strike this by Ferguson. On the turn and Fritsch just behind it. The up and under. Butcher tries to get there and it's flipped away. And only Woods was in the half there. Here's Walters. To Stevens. That's corner kick and the pressure remains. And St Mirren will have to be composed and calm over these next 16 minutes. They're going to sustain a lot of pressure, hoping for the breakaways, of course. And Davy Cooper will take this one. Goff is up, and not terribly good jumping in that area by Rangers. Ray Wilkins. And it's a great save, superbly from McCoy, and Fritsch is playing one of the best games he's ever had for St Mirren. Beautifully driven in by Ali McCoy as he came in there. And this stadium rising to Rangers, trying to lift them home. Goff getting underneath the ball, should be really up and above it and getting it down. A little bit of wrestling going on, and it's Rangers' free kick. Walter Smith doing a bit of bowling. Butcher is up, and there's a touch of great goal by McCoy. Butcher gave the assist, and McCoy in like a flash. Now what's a touch by Butcher? Delicate one, and McCoy stretching out, and Fritsch did get a little touch, couldn't stop it. Rangers are in the lead with 15 minutes left. And now the Ali McCoy song ringing round Ibrox. Cooper back defending. Testing one. Just put away, and again, Woods not coming out. Here's Walters. Oh, the wrong side of Ferguson. Butcher to Monroe. Cooper. Given away. Here's Cooper fighting hard for it, Ferguson. Red ball to Walters. Great roars at Ibrox now. And I think a touch there, a corner kick. Goff is up. Davy Cooper. Great effort by Cooper. Walters has done it. 3-1. That was a great finish by Walters, you know. It was a terribly difficult angle. Now, Cooper did all the trickery here. Turned it round beautifully. Now, as he put it through, the angle was very narrow. Difficult ball to take, but done with consummate skill. And now we're getting substitutions. Andy Gray is coming on for Rangers. And Mark McWalter for St Mirren. And there's Andy Gray doing a little bit of lecturing already. Getting right into the fray. Five minutes left. There goes Ferguson. Beautiful ball to McCoist. Really was. There's Cooper. Done well on it. Needs a chip across goal. He gets it. And that's a good save by Fridge from Ferguson. Sporting pat on the head for a gallant goalkeeper. Now, I think Ian Ferguson was slightly annoyed with himself with his header. Maybe a little bit too precise with it, although it was going away from him slightly. I must say, Fridge has had a very good afternoon. One mistake he made in the first half that should have been punished, but since then, very good. We're now in stoppage time. Butcher, no offside. Richard Goff is there. And there goes the final whistle. The end of a game which really Rangers made much more difficult for themselves than it really ought to have been. They really could have buried St Mirren in the first half by the chances they had, but there is a man, and Ali McCoist, who broke the deadlock quite clearly, was such a vital goal coming in near the end of that second half. And Ali McCoist getting back to his true form and loving every second of it.
Ali, I said at the end of the game that Rangers had made this day much more difficult for themselves than that really ought to have been. Is that a bit unfair?
No, I don't think so. I think especially more so perhaps in the first half, Archie. I think we had most of the game without converting our chances into goals, and it was a bit disappointing to come in level terms. But at the end of the day, it was 2 good points. We left it a bit late, but
well, you had a very good start, and I suppose that's exactly what you're wanting at this stage in the league.
Yep, we always know, like a team like St Mirren, that make it very, very difficult for us. The 2 previous games were very close. I draw at Liv Street and we scored through 2-1 earlier on at Ibrox. But we knew they had a great result in midweek against Hibs 3-1, and we knew they'd be coming here to unruffle us. And to be fair, they did that fairly well in the first half, and they got their equaliser late on in the first half. But as I say,
Thank goal for you to lose, though, that.
Yeah.
I mean, you had about 2 or 3 efforts to try and clear that ball.
That's right. I'll be honest, I look forward to seeing it tonight. I can't really remember. It's a bit of a sort of scrappy effort, and we had 1 or 2 chances to clear it, which we never. So a couple of lads maybe a little bit disappointed.
Now, the manager was saying in the press conference that you may have possibly another 2 or 3 games to get to your very best, but that goal itself must have given you a great deal of satisfaction.
That's right. The manager was saying you obviously need games. It's just as many games as I can get in now to get back to full match practice. But the wee things like the goals definitely do help.
Helped out by the captain.
Oh yeah, well, don't worry. He was first to tell me that in the dressing room after the game. He did very well for it. As usual, he's very threatening at set pieces.
Well, you put yourself as a striker in the boots of Mark Walters, and that chance that he got just shortly after that, a couple of minutes later. Now, he put it in the back of the net with great aplomb. Very difficult chance, though.
It's one of these chances, Archie. I mean, it looks to the crowd as though it's a simple tap-in, but the way the ball's coming across, and it's just as easy, believe it or not, to balloon it over the bar. I'd have probably ballooned it over the bar before you tell me, but he kept it down very well, and as I say, it was a lot more difficult than it looked. Of course, Mark's very good at that.
Now, you have been off, you haven't played all the way through the season, you had a long spell off with injury. I wonder if you can compare the season, though, and the stresses and the strains connected with it, with the championship year itself.
It's funny you're saying that. We're talking about it in the dressing room after the game. Like, so the longer the game goes on, I can relate this game to a match we had against Dundee in the championship year, where you can almost sense the nervousness in the crowd. There's a sort of deadly sort of hush, and the relief you can hear from them when the second goal goes in. It's quite. I related it to the first goal against Dundee when we eventually beat them 2-0. So it's up to us to make the fans, you know, maybe get a wee bit more cheering and sing a few songs and get the atmosphere up a little bit. But I can see they're under a bit of pressure as well.
Is your mother buying you a razor for scoring that goal today, Barry?
She'll be giving me stick, but let's not worry about it, and the manager will be as well. I'm just going back